counting down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Yogaxpress. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. You might have noticed we are now in episode number 626, and we've been airing Monday mornings, lately Monday mornings 7:30 to 8 a.m. every Monday. We used to be a daily before, and then I was practically living here at the studios. So right now, we encourage you to watch us Monday mornings 7:30 to 8, practice the rest of the days. So you will get amazing teachers. Right here we have Susan McNamara. I'm going to have Susan tell us a little more about herself in just a moment after I introduce our crew and the rest of our cast. From on my extreme left, we have Josiane Hurd. Josiane has a program, Persons of Interest. You're a producer here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Josiane, is there anything you want to add about Susan's last episode to encourage our viewers?
I love the structure she did because it's very, how can I say, enticing. It's very attractive in the sense of it makes you feel good because they're
Right.
easy and they're good. They feel good.
It feels really good, right? And Susan Barber to Josiane's right. Susan is Susan McNamara's student as well.
Correct.
Susan, welcome back. It looks
you.
like you really enjoyed it because you're back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go to Susan McNamara any day.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Really nice to have you back, Susan.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to save Susan for last. Liha Moon is also a very gentle, she has a gentle teaching style. She teaches gentle yoga. Actually, you don't call it gentle yoga. It's pretty
Yin.
intense for me.
Yin.
Yin
Yeah,
yoga.
yin is nice.
Yin, that's right. And yin goes a lot with the breath as well,
Yes.
right? So Liha has been on several episodes before, several moons ago. But thank you. Welcome back, Liha. And we hope you'll be back with us in a few weeks from now. We'll tape again. We tape every week. If you want to take part right here on the mat, just walk in. We have a very simple postcard. We don't go beyond that. And our crew will have that postcard up in just a second. Lizette, if you can put that postcard up just so our viewers know it's not a very difficult sequence to follow. We have in our control room, we've got Antonio Camacho, Lizette Perez, Miguel Mercado, and Brian Breton. Thank you so much. There's the postcard up on the screen. We promise you, we assure you, and Susan guarantees that she will not go beyond the parameters of those basic stretches.
No.
Susan McNamara, what do you have planned for us today?
So-
And is there anything you want to add from last time?
Well, last week what we did is, basically mobility.
Right.
There's certain activities that we do on a daily basis that requires a certain mobility, and that's what I like to work on, stretching the side body, the back, the front, and moving very, very slowly and moving with the breath.
Right.
So we didn't talk about the breath so much last time, but basically to have a long inhalation, a long exhalation, and let them be at the same count. So for those of you that are not accustomed to that, you can inhale at a count of 3, 4, 5, exhale at the same number.
Right.
And then we'll move in that very same way.
So you've got your little warning right there. Don't forget to breathe.
Don't forget to
I love
breathe.
it. I love that
Don't
you
forget
keep
to breathe.
reminding us that.
Yes. And so, we're ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
before I forget, Susan, I just want to let our viewers know, in case you don't notice it at the end when the credits roll, We have the channels we are on. Time Warner 56, RCN 83, Fios 34. Sorry for that interruption.
Yes, and just so also to the audience, you know, we are all different sizes and shapes and in different places in yoga, and that's why this yoga can be done by pretty much anyone.
Including our crew in the control room.
Okay, so let's come right into our cat-cow. We're going to come into our cat-cow.
Why is it a cat? Is it a cat or a cow?
It's right now we're in all fours, so we're neither a cat nor a cow.
All fours.
And our hands are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips, and if you look down and you see your feet, move your feet out of the way. And on your inhale, we'll inhale and reach the sternum. Think about reaching the armpits towards the front of the room. Exhaling, reaching your thoracic back all the way up towards the ceiling. Moving slowly. We might not all move at the same time or the same pace, and that's fine because we all will have our own breath choreography. I love saying that. Exhaling.
Actually, that is a beautiful phrase.
It
Breath
is.
choreography.
And where you should be feeling this, I mean, you will feel it in your shoulders, but where you want to feel it is in your lower back, feeling a nice lengthening in the lower back. And the next time you exhale, come back to neutral until you're all fours. We're going to go around in a circle, starting going to your right and going around to your left, coming back towards your feet, creating a wide circle going down towards your feet, and looking straight ahead. Don't look down. Look maybe a foot in front of your mat. Feeling that in the buttocks and the hamstrings. And then once you come back to center, pause for a moment and go in the opposite direction. Inhaling in one direction, exhaling in the other. When we use our breath, the flow is nicer. And it doesn't feel like a lot of work. And then come back to center, and we'll come into our child's pose, walking our fingers out in front, and then landing our hands wherever they may be, letting our head relax on the mat, and reaching the buttocks. I'm just going to look up just so I can speak. Reaching your buttocks back towards your heels. Reaching the buttocks back towards the heels. Forearms are not on the mat. The forearms are not on the mat. So the hands are pressing down. And now walk both hands over to your right. Walk both hands over to the right. They may come off the mat. And breathe. Feeling that stretch in the whole left side of your body. And now reach your left arm up and bring your hand, the back of your hand, onto your sacrum. Turning your body towards the left. Turning your body towards the left. Slowly take that arm back, walking it over next to the other. And now walk your hands over towards the other side, walking like a little spider. And pressing your hands down into the mat, reaching your right arm up, making a full circle, bringing it around onto your sacrum, twisting to your right. Slowly reach your arm up and bring your arm around and bring it back next to the other, and slowly walk your fingers over. And one last time we'll come up onto all fours and turn our hands around so that our hands are facing outward. Our hands are facing outward, pressing into the wrist area. pressing all the finger joints down into the mat. And now, if it's available to you, bring your hands around so that your fingers are facing towards your knees. And if it doesn't go all the way, wherever you are, that's perfectly fine. And you'll feel that stretch throughout your whole front of your arm.
As long as I don't have to move from here.
And now bring your hands back, center, and we'll come into a balancing pose. So reaching the right leg back and standing on the ball of the right foot. You can keep your foot there or reach the leg up so it's hip height and keep the foot flexed. And if you feel stable, bring the left arm out and bring the navel in towards the spine, looking down, maybe a foot in front of your mat, breathing, and then slowly bring that arm back. Bring the left leg back, and you can keep that left foot down or bring it up hip height. Once you feel stable, bring your right arm, reach that right arm and that left heel away from each other. And breathe. And slowly bring your hands down. And we'll do one more pose like this. This time we'll take the right leg up, bending the knee, keeping the knee bent. And once you feel stable there, bend your left elbow and bring the left elbow to the right knee. So you'll inhale and keep them bent. Exhale, keeping them bent as well. Touching or not, you're going in that direction. And one last time. And stretch out and come down. And anytime you come out of this, you just go right back into it. It's perfectly fine. So bending the left knee and the right elbow. Bring your knee and your elbow to touch, or as close as it may get. Keeping the knee bent. And using your breath. And one last time. And now we'll come down into child's pose, reaching, walking the fingers out again. But this time, bringing our forearms on the mat, bringing your hands into prayer, bring your elbows as close together as you can, and then bring your hands behind you. If you can rest your hands behind your neck, that's fine. Most important is keep your elbows as close to your ears as possible. And breathe. And you can reach your arms down and up a few times. Reach your arms down to the mat, back up overhead.
Feels good on the triceps too.
Oh, yes. And the whole upper back as well. And now bring your hands down onto the mat, and we'll come up into our first and only downward dog, bending our knees, keeping your knees bent, and reaching your buttocks up towards the ceiling. Walk your dog. You can walk one knee, the other knee, bending each knee one at a time. And now straighten your legs as much as you can, bringing your heel to the floor, pressing down into your hands, especially between your thumb and your index finger. And now slowly bend your knees and walk your hands to your feet to your hands, keeping your knees bent, hanging over like a rag doll, letting your head, your neck relax down. Shake your head yes and no. And now slowly, one vertebra at a time, allowing your body to come up into a standing position, slowly, slowly. And once we arrive, we'll come into Tadasana, mountain pose. This is the blueprint of all yoga poses. So we bring our feet together as close as they can be, standing, coming up onto our toes and our heels, just back and forth a little bit. And if we lose our balance, we come back into it, just like we do in life.
This is harder than it looks, right?
The simplest poses.
Right, Josiane? I always have this fear that I'm going to tip over. No fear.
No fear. No fear. And now relax your feet, pressing down into the big toe, the little toe, the inside of your foot, and the outside all evenly. Raising your ankles, your knees, reaching the inside of your thigh towards the back of the room. Reaching the inside of the thigh. So there's not really going to be any movement, but you'll feel that in your thigh. And as you do that, reach your buttocks down towards your heels. Reach the buttocks down towards your heels. Reach your navel in, almost like in under your ribs. Reach it in. And now reach your shoulders up towards your ears and around. Up and around. Inhaling up, exhaling as it goes around. And the next time your shoulders come down, go in the opposite direction, reaching your shoulders up and around. And relax. And one last time, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as hard as you can. You may feel that in your abdomen. And relax. Relax. See how far down the shoulders go. And now leaving the shoulders down, reach the arms. I'll go back a little bit further. Reach the arms out and reach the arms up. Exhaling down. Inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhaling down. So we're going to bend the knees the next two times. Inhaling, bending the knees as you reach the arms up. Exhaling and turning to your right. Letting the arms go out to the side, reaching your arms away. Inhaling, reaching the arms up. Turning to the other side, stretching the arms away. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling one more time to the other side, to the right side. Inhaling, reaching up. And one last time, bending, reaching the arms away, reaching the arms back up. Now bring the arms down to the side and let one palm come up and one palm down. So just back and forth, letting one palm go up and one palm down. Stretching your arms out long, stretching the arms out long, palm up and palm down. And relax the arms by your side. That is so much work. And I feel you can do that Tadasana, standing in line at Trader Joe. No. We stand in line so much.
That's
You
right.
stand in line and bringing your buttocks down towards your heels and bringing the belly in towards the spine rather than hanging over the cart, which I do sometimes. Okay, so let's come into a warrior two. So we'll bring our first we'll bring our legs wide and reach our arms out. And you know that you're wide if your wrists are over your ankles. And bring the right leg slightly in. Bring the left leg pointing towards the front of the room. Bend the front leg so your knee is over your ankle. And bring your hands onto your hips at first. Bring your hands onto your hips. Look down and see that you're heel to heel. Heel to heel will give you a little more stability. And now reach your arms out. Palms facing up. Inhale, reach up. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, palms up, reach up. The next time you exhale down, bring your front forearm, the left forearm onto your thigh, right hand is on your hips. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And now we're going to do a little bit what we did last week. Bring that right arm around and through, like treading the needle. And back up, inhaling, exhaling, treading the needle. And this time have both forearms on your thigh as if you were reaching your hands away from each other. Pressing down into your feet, looking at your foot.
I'm hugging my needle.
But don't put too much weight on your thigh, almost as if you could lift your forearms off your thigh. And now slowly reach your right arm back up, bringing your whole body up, coming back into with your legs spread. And now we'll go in the other direction. So maybe we should turn around this way so that our audience can see rather than having our back to everyone. Having the right leg forward, left leg back, heel to heel, hands on your hips to start. And then bend the front leg so your knee is over your ankle. And once you feel stable there, you can reach your arms out. Palms facing up. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, reaching up, straighten the front leg. Exhaling down, bringing the forearm onto the thigh. Left hand on your hip, and now reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Keep your eye on that thumb with your peripheral vision as you bring the arm across and through, treading the needle. Standing twist. Reaching the arm up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, coming down and across. And one more time, reaching up. Exhaling down, reaching the hands away from each other. Reaching the arms, feeling that in your shoulders. Not putting too much weight on your thigh. You can actually try it, lifting your arms off your thigh for a moment, bringing it back down, and now lifting your left arm up, reaching your whole body, coming to a standing position, hands on your thighs, and walking your feet back together again. And so one of my favorite poses for the winter, especially a balancing pose, standing with your feet together, looking straight ahead, and you might find something that you can put your gaze on. You can have your hands on your hips, that may give you more stability, or you can have your hands straight down, whichever you prefer. And lifting your right leg and bringing your right heel in front of your right toe, your left toe. And putting the weight on that right foot. Putting the weight on both of your feet. And now looking straight ahead, lifting that right foot and bringing the toe behind the heel of the other foot and walking back. Seems, again, like such a simple pose.
Not easy for me.
And balancing is so good now, and especially in the winter, so we'll do that at your own pace, just walking. It's like walking a tightrope.
I like that image. Okay, now I'm on top of Niagara Falls.
And then walking back between there was a Frenchman that did walk between the Twin Towers. Yes.
And also between the buildings.
Between buildings.
Walked over the Niagara too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I know Peter Parker does it all the time. Spider-Man.
And now bring the right leg next to the left and shake your legs out a little bit. And we'll work on the left. So bending the knee, reaching the heel in front of the right toe, putting weight on both feet, on all four corners, woo. And then picking your knee up and reaching that behind. Many times when we walk, we don't lift our legs up enough. And
Yeah, I'm going to think about this every time I walk, Susan.
and that's what I like to say also about yoga. What happens on the mat does not need to stay on the mat.
True, yeah.
You can do a lot of these exercises at any time. And so at your own pace, walking, putting the weight on both feet, and then bringing your legs together and shaking that out. And now we'll come into our chair pose and eventually come down into plank and back onto the mat. Inhaling, reaching the arms up, bringing the buttocks down towards the heels. Exhaling, reaching the arms down.
I just realized, did you say plank? My knees already shake.
Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling down. And one last time. Inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhaling, bringing your hands down by your feet. Bringing the right leg back. You might have to move up a little bit. And the left leg. You can come into plank or you can be on your knees. Either way is perfectly fine.
2.
If you're in plank, draw your buttocks towards your heels and slowly all body parts at the same time coming down. And you can reach your right arm up and roll over, bringing your head up last, coming up into a seated position.
While we are connecting with the earth, folks, viewers out there, stay with us. Stay in touch with Susan, sumacyogaNYC.com, and you'll also have the credits rolling at the end. We are going to continue to stretch, but I just want to remind you, Time Warner 56, RCN 83, Files 34, every Monday, 7:30 to 8. You will have new teachers teaching every single episode. On behalf of Josiane Hurd, Susan Barber, and Liha Moon, we'd like to thank Susan McNamara. Susan, thank you. That was another great workout. And I hope our crew, Antonio Camacho, Lizette Perez, and Miguel Mercado, and Brian Bretton, facilitate. I hope you guys had a chance to stretch with us as well. Not the floor stretches, because I need you to make sure that our program is going on, but I hope you did do some of the stretches sitting in your chair. Folks at home, if you're watching us, if you're stretching with us, feel free to come on the show. It is a walk-in wellness program. We try to tape once a week. You will get wonderful teachers teaching you very gentle practice, but you'll go home feeling really great. So if you cannot make it one time, you can always come the next week. Oh, that feels good. Liha.
It does feel good.
Good.
Feedback.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fabulous, fabulous.
Thank you
Feels
again
good,
for
right?
joining
Thank you
you.
so much.
Feels
I
good.
feel
Anytime.
limber.
Yeah, already.
I feel like
And
I
was a
can
little-
fly.
I was panicking a little bit. This girl promised something, but both the episodes were pretty good. I
Oh,
really
thank
liked
you.
it.
Thank
It
you.
was very nice. And it is surprising how a small movement makes such a big difference, right?
Oh my gosh. I mean, when I first